Anyway, 4-7 is called Transformations of Quadratic Graphs. I'm hoping this is the right PowerPoint. Let me double check. Oh, goody. Basically, what we're going to learn today is a second, or I guess technically, yeah, second way to talk about parabolas, a second form, and it's called vertex form. All right, and your general equation, make sure you write this down because this will help make the translations make sense. Okay, the vertex form of a parabola is y equals a times the quantity x minus h. The quantity is squared plus k. All right, a parentheses x minus h, quantity squared plus k. Defining parts. HK as an ordered pair is the vertex of the parabola. X equals h is the axis of symmetry. And A determines the shape and direction it opens. Okay, just like we just talked about. If A would be positive, it'd point up. If A would be negative, it would point down.
So wait, if x equals h, then y is x minus h?
It is. The equation of the line, x equals h, is the axis of symmetry. Okay, it's a line, not just a equal. All right. And if they were negative, it would point down. Weird. Let's say HK. Let's say the vertex of this parabola. Let's just make it up. Let's say it's 2, 3. Okay. If you would plug that into your formula for vertex form, it would be y. Let's assume a is 1, so y equals x minus 2, quantity squared plus 3, right? If you plug it in. But it says the vertex is hk. Okay, who remembers what the vertex, where's the vertex? The point. No. It's where, yeah, it's the higher the low point, right? Okay? It's the min or max, exactly, okay? Now, on the coordinate plane, where is 2, 3? 2 to the right, 3 up, first quadrant. Good. Okay, 2 to the right and 3 up. It's over here. And then let's just say, whoop, whoop, there it is. Okay. Notice how, even though your equation says x minus 2, right here, how it shifted 2 to the right. Okay, for this reason. All right. Another one, just to make sure to drive the point home, let's say your parabola is negative 3, 5. You plug it in your formula, it would be y equals x minus a negative, so it would become positive 3 squared plus 5. That vertex would be left 3 and up 5 in coordinate up, going up still though, in coordinate 2, going like this.
Wait, so what do you put it into the formula for? That's right.
What we're going to do with this is we're going to turn standard form into vertex form. Okay? So, I will give you an equation that'll be in standard form. Exhibit A. Y equals x squared plus 6x minus 5. And we need to do some algebra to make it look like y equals a parentheses x minus h quantity squared plus k. So we need to turn this into looking like this. What's the two biggest differences between this equation and this equation? Mitchell.
Well, the first equation has an x squared.
The first equation has an x squared and an x. The one we need to make it just has an x inside a quantity being squared. Okay. That's actually both differences in one. Okay. The first one has 2 x's, the second one has 1. This one has no quantity, that one does. Make sense? Okay. So we learned a trick, and this is the trick you got to use. Some time ago, that'll turn an x squared and an x term into something that can be a quantity being squared. Does anybody remember what that technique was called? It's a three-worded technique.
Don't you add the 5 over and then divide and 6 by
No.
2 and square?
No, not what I'm asking.
You should just tell us.
I should. Completing the square.
I was
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
said
You
that.
just said that.
I didn't hear him say it.
Yeah.
Complete the square. Now, completing the square whenever you're writing into vertex form is a little different than when we were doing it earlier. Okay, to solve. All right. First step when we used to do it was what? Mitchell.
Make it equal 0.
And the 5 over?
Add in the 5 over. You're not going to do that anymore. Okay? You work with everything on the same side. Okay, so y equals x squared plus 6x as that quantity. And you kind of just kick the negative 5 off to the side. Okay? Your process, remember, take b, which is 6, right? Take the middle one here, divide it by 2, and then what? Square it. So 6 divided by 2 gives you 3. 3 squared gives you 9. And you put 9 there for the purpose of turning this trinomial into a perfect square trinomial. That way it factors into a binomial being squared. Everybody good? Okay. Now, what was the thing that always got forgotten when you added 9 to that side?
Add 9 to the outside.
Adding 9 to the other side, okay? Now, remember what I said. We're going to work on the same side this time. Okay? So instead of adding 9 to the right side, how else can I balance that adding 9? Subtract 9 on the outside. So plus 9 on the inside of the quantity, minus 9 out here. Factor the trinomial. X plus 3, quantity squared, minus 14. And now look how it matches up to there. Okay, Mitchell.
So, when you at the top, like, the equation we started with, the slope was 6.
Not a slope.
Oh, that's not slope?
No,
This one.
it's quadratic.
Alright.
Okay. I think they call it. We'll get there where we have a's involved, and they call their a's their scalars, basically. Okay, that's what new slopes, essentially. Any questions? Are we good? Makes sense. Petrie, you good? Okay. Kick the 24 to the side.
That's neat.
Okay, y equals x squared minus 10x in a quantity. Plus 24. Divide negative 10 by 2, which gives you negative 5, and then square that to give you plus 25 here. Balance it on the same side with a minus 25. Good. Okay. Factor the polynomial to x minus 5. Quantity squared. 24 minus 25 gives you negative 1. All right, next one. Negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. All right, now there's something special about completing the square. If you guys remember, that had to be true. Very good. Okay. First number had to be 1. All right. Whenever you on the quadratic, right? On the quadratic term, a had to be 1. Okay. And if it wasn't 1, what did we do?
Made it.
Made it one.
How so?
Divided
By
that
negative 2.
negative 2 by everything.
Okay. Yeah. Except this time, we want to stay working on the right-hand side. So we're going to do a 6-letter F word.
Factor.
Factor, 6-letter. Okay, factor. All right, now, whenever you see 1 with an A, okay, in this case it's negative 2, you're going to factor it out of the following terms. The x squared and the x. And once again, kicking the negative 3 to the side. You've done no wrong. See that? Okay. Negative 2 times x squared minus 4x. If you distribute that negative 2 back through, you go back to your start. Okay. So you rewrite it, factor down those two terms, parentheses, negative 3 on the outside. Everybody okay? Yep. That's all. That's for the most part all you do different. All right. Now, complete the square on your trinomial. So negative 4 divided by 2 gives you negative 2. Square that to give you 4.
Yeah. Plus 4.
Okay, 4. That's all I needed. All right, and then balance it with a.
Well, with a minus 4. Minus 4.
You would think, wouldn't you?
No, Is it minus 3? Wait, or A plus A? Wait. There's
Oh,
a negative. Hold on.
Eliza,
I'm thinking
slow down.
I'm thinking too fast.
You are.
Hold on. It's only with a negative 2.
What do you balance? How do you balance?
You just do it.
Would you do -6?
No.
You have to factor out the -2.
Wait, hold up.
Would it be just
Subtract.
would it be negative?
Is it be positive for you?
Okay.
Because you got a negative on all.
I added a 4. I'm balancing until I get an answer. Okay. See that? See what I'm doing? I'm balancing. Because she said just do it. You just balance. Okay. Now, you put a 4 in that parenthesis set, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Follow your order of operations. What goes first with that 4?
The -2 multiplying.
Multiplying it by that -2, which means you really added in a
-8.
-8.
So you add it.
So you balance it with a
Positive 8.
positive 8.
That's what I said, so I was right.
No, you said 8, -8, 4, -4, 24. I don't know.
No.
You eventually.
No, listen.
Norman, I
Listen
would-
to the audio when you play it. I definitely said -8. Or positive 8. Straight. I said
You
positive.
still don't know what you said.
I said 8. I know I did.
That's the biggest key,
Can
okay?
you repeat
Whenever,
what you said?
yes, whenever you have an A, okay, 2 things are going to change. Whenever you're given an A to start with, 2 things change. The first thing that changes is you have to factor it out of these x squared and the x term, okay? Because whenever we learn completing a square, remember this A in front of x squared, the coefficient in front of x squared, had to be 1, okay? So that changes. You factor that number out. The second thing that changes is now that you've factored it out, if you were to go back to standard form, go the other way, this problem in reverse.
Are we going to have to do it in reverse?
No, but I'm just saying that so you understand why you have to balance it. If you were to go back this way with this 4 in here, you would distribute this -2 through, which gives you a -8 right here. That's why you balance that -8 with this +8. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, everybody good? All right. So the last 2 steps always stay the same. Factor the trinomial. Combine your like terms outside, +5. All right, now we're going to change what we're going to do. Okay? Writing in vertex form. This will be a beautiful problem today. It's a problem tomorrow. We'll kind of come back a little bit to it on Thursday. You're going to be given, now this could be given to you a few different ways. I could write it out like this on your homework tonight. You'll see you actually have to have a graph and you find points. All right, but either way it's the same kind of process. Write the equation of the parabola in vertex form that has a vertex of 3, 2 and passes through the point -1, -2. Okay? Vertex form is y equals a, parentheses, x minus h. Quantity squared plus k. If I can write k a little better. There it is. Okay. HK is my what? Remember?
Vertex.
It's your vertex. And my vertex what they give me is 3, 2. 3, 2. So H is 3, K is 2. They also give me a what? A point. And remember what X and Y represent in any of these model equations. They represent all of the points on that graph. Remember that? Like when we did lines. We would plug them in, solve for B. You know, I'd give you 2 points, you find a slope.
Yep.
You would take that point, plug it into X and Y, and solve for B. Same story here. So the point I give you is -1, -2. That's your X and Y. What's the only thing you're missing? A. Plug it in and go. Okay, so -2 equals. We're going to solve for A. X minus H, quantity squared, plus K. And then do some algebra with that. -2 equals A. -1 minus 3 gives you that -4 squared plus 2. 2 birds here. I'm going to subtract 2. Actually, 3 birds, I guess. Subtract 2 to give me negative 4. Negative 4 squared gives me 16. I'm going to flip. I'm going to put 16 in front of A so it looks like normal, okay? Everybody good? Divide by 16 to give you A equals what? Negative 1/4. So rewrite it now with using your A, so negative 1/4. Okay, remember you plug in H and K, you leave X and Y out. So X minus 3, Y squared, plus 2. Oop, too small one. Okay, 278, 279, 8 through 18 even, 35 through 40 all.
4, 7.
Yes. Section 4-7.